So when I talk about the concept of a warrior, or when I try to share the concepts of a warrior, I usually like to speak as to the warrior of God. That doesn't mean that it's a spiritual concept or a religious concept. It means it's an authentic concept. A warrior of God is authentic to themselves and their purpose in life, their purpose with God, the reason why they are here. A warrior is not about fighting for what's right or what's wrong. It's about fighting for what needs to be done that empowers them and those around them. Warrior often needs to sacrifice. True warrior understands that a sacrifice is not a sacrifice when it's done for a higher purpose because it's willingly done. A sacrifice means you have to give up or lose something, and a warrior willingly lets go of things that hold back for the greater good. The true strength of a warrior is their ability to adapt to higher truth and consciousness. The power of the warrior comes through fire. Fire meaning passion for life, passion to create, passion to change and evolve. There are many versions of the warrior as painted in Hollywood and in mythology. But most of these images are painted in iconic, egoistic illusion. A true warrior has a code of morality, a code of ethics. And this code often is confused for argument or combat, when in reality, a warrior's strength flows through them because of their connection to their higher self and God, and therefore are living their truth. I believe one of the greatest examples of an ultimate warrior lived in the 1900s, and that is Gandhi. Most people would not consider Gandhi as a warrior. But think about it. He had an indomitable spirit, his will to create something better for the people around him. All people, not just those that he lived with in his country, was unsurpassable. He took on the mighty British nation at a time of their strength in India and got them to eventually leave India, freeing his country. He did so by the strength of his will and conviction. This is a warrior aspect. Mother Teresa would also be an example of a warrior. She was an extreme warrior for her children in Calcutta, for the orphanage. So a warrior is not someone who just fights, who creates conflict. A warrior is not afraid of fighting, is not afraid of conflict, but doesn't necessarily go out choosing conflict. They choose a path that brings in higher light, higher strength, higher wisdom, not just for themselves, but for others. And it is because they are a vessel of strength, a vessel of commitment, a vessel of confidence, a vessel of surety, that this light flows out into all things. So this meditation is designed to help you to connect to your own inner strength, your own inner power. This can only be done by connecting to your divine guidance and becoming aware of your purpose. You have many purposes. This doesn't have to be the divine purpose. This purpose is something that you're willing to commit to, something that you're emotionally, mentally, and physically devoted to. And also something that empowers you and those around you. This is a purpose that first destroys, because destruction is the beginning of creation, not the end. So that destruction is recognizing what needs to be eliminated or transformed in order to create anew. And that new creation empowers all, not just yourself, such as the nature of Gandhi and Mother Teresa. One of the best images for a warrior is that of actually a noble king or queen who rules her world, her kingdom, with great strength, but also great compassion. And because they are nobility and sovereign, they have complete authority and autonomy. They rule their kingdom. This is the best image for a warrior. Rule with light, rule with confidence, rule with strength. It is your world. Take a deep breath and release all shadows of doubt. Create an image of yourself as a strong warrior of light, as a strong warrior of life. Become aware of the fire that flows through your veins, the fire of joy, the fire of strength. Breathe in the fire of life from God. The angels that support the strength of the warrior are known as the seraphim. They are known as the flaming ones, the fiery serpents. For they use the fires of God to transmute and burn away all negativity. They use the light and truth of God to create anew. Breathe in. Imagine yourself as a being of great strength, of great confidence, of great authority and power. Breathe in. See yourself interacting with others with confidence and conviction. Breathe in. Become aware of the reactions of others, honoring your authority and position, because you also act out of compassion and humility. So instead of resisting your authority, rather honoring and appreciating your authority. And because you have this authority and are comfortable in your power, you recognize the authority and power of others. You have great respect for yourself and for others. Breathe in. See yourself interacting with others where you are uplifting each other, supporting each other in creation, honoring and recognizing the right of the person to experience their life with strength and love. When difficulty or a challenge arises, because you have the fire of inspiration and the courage to overcome, recognize yourself finding solution, either from within or from an external source supplying you with insight, and you having the strength and courage to act upon this insight. As a mighty warrior, imagine yourself in the woods, walking in a wild forest. You have all the equipment you need to protect yourself and be safe in this environment. see yourself walking down this trail in the wilderness. As you turn around a corner, suddenly a being, a dangerous being, stands before you. Either an animal or being stands before you. You utilize your strength, your tools, your skills, your authority, and your power, and you overcome this being. As you continue the journey, another obstacle appears before you of some form. Again, you utilize all of your skills and strength to overcome this obstacle. And as you continue your journey, you come close to the top of a hill. And at the very, very top of the hill is a huddled person in robes or rags, sitting on the floor of the forest or desert where you are walking. As you come across this person, you recognize this person from some area in your life. This person recognizes a being of your past, a being of your past that you have had conflict with, or that you have felt controlled by or hurt by in some fashion. And as a warrior of light, offer this being freedom from your life, not through anger or violence, but through true forgiveness. Forgiving this being of all things done to you, that this being may no longer suffer in its own attachment to this way of life, that it too may move on. And as you release this being from this experience in your life, it slowly stands up and walks away, only to stop after a few steps. And as it turns back around, you see yourself in this being, releasing your attachment to this experience as well, cutting away all bonds and ties to your past that has held you back. This being walks off into the sun. Freed from these bonds, you continue your journey. And as you walk up the hill, you find a natural, beautiful environment. A natural throne. A natural, beautiful garden. And a quiet pond, where the inner strength and peace of your connection to all things good in life flow to you. Sitting beside your throne is a sword. The sword represents truth. It also represents strength and honor. It also represents courage. This is your sword. Take up the sword and accept it by placing it at your side. On the other side of the throne is a scepter. The scepter represents the right to rule. It also represents knowledge and wisdom, and to rule with light or benevolence. This is your kingdom. By accepting this scepter in your life, you are accepting benevolence for yourself. You are accepting the strength and the courage and the wisdom to be kind and caring and forgiving to yourself, that you may naturally send this out to all beings. As you take your seat upon your throne, the crown of light shines down from the sky, illuminating your head, as if a light itself was reflecting the crown of God coming down upon your head. This crown represents authority and divine guidance, so that you are always guided by your higher self, by your higher good, by a higher purpose, that you may easily recognize the obstacles in life and bring yourself to a greater place of strength for your own life and those around you. Accept these gifts, for they are your birthright. Utilize these tools, for they lead you to your own strength and light. This is your kingdom and your throne. This is your life. As you sit upon your throne, beings slowly emerge all around you. Beings who support your life. Beings that you know in life, who also are kings and queens in their own right. And yet, just as you help them, they help you. A true warrior never fights alone, but creates with an invincible army, overcoming all obstacles. Creating an army that is unified, utilizing the strengths of all those within it, recognizing the value of each member. A true warrior inspires those around them, inspires through joy and passion for life. Slowly take a deep breath and allow the ray of the warrior, the ray of the seraphim, to flow down into your very veins in your very body, to awaken your passion for life, to awaken your strength and your conviction to take charge of your own world, your kingdom, to do whatever it takes to accomplish your goals and dreams. To do anything, to dare to create your life, but to do so in the true nature of light, which is to harm no one. For a warrior of light, a warrior of God, is not cruel, but is decisive in all things. Take a deep breath and allow all of this fire and all of this light and all of the qualities and virtues of a warrior to flow into your veins. Feel the beating of your heart and the fire and the strength that pounds there. The seraphim, angels of fire, the warriors of God, will always be with you. deep breath and feel their strength, their support. And when you're ready, come back.